What's up, YouTube? This is XSaberman NK, and judging by the 5 cards in front of you, yeah, I've got a scrap deck profile. It's a more competitive version of scraps, but there's 2 cards I'd change if I took this to a regionals, and I'll explain that to you later. Mm, But anyways, I'll start on with the deck list. 3 scrap Chimera, um, 3 beasts. Those are just like the staples. 1 golem and 1 goblin. Lots of people just think Gollum sucks, and he's a dead draw, but usually I get him out of the hand. So he's fine at 1, and really amazing with Foolish Barrel. Basically, when you get a Scrap Dragon on the field and Gollum in the grave, it's really good because you have that mound and you can just keep making Scrap Dragon with Gollum and Goblin, or you can make the Scrap Twin with Gollum and Scrap Beast. Gollum's just good because it's a stall. Lots of times if they destroy Scrap Dragon, and if they have another beater, I'll put the Goblin in defense position, and then they'll attack it anyways because they just think it's just some crappy monster. I'll get its effect and I'll add a Chimera to my hand, and then on my turn I'll make another Scrap Dragon and beat their face with it. So that's good there. Summoner Monk, because it's another way to get Scrap Beast out of the deck. You don't want it in your hand. And then 6 hand traps. 2 interplanetary, because if you Scrap Storm your beast, or you Scrap Dragon your own monster, you can drop the interplanetary, and it's a 2200 beater, or you can just drop it if they Dark Hole you or anything like that. It's just a good card to have. I had it at 1 interplanetary and 1 Gores, but Gores was really crappy, so I just switched it to 2nd interplanetary. 2 Valor, because you gotta have 2 Valor. It's good against the meta. And 2 Maxi. So that's 16 monsters. That's all the monsters there. Spells, triple Scrap Storm, 2 Scrapyard. Mind Control, this card is Boss with Scrap Dragon. Foolish, it just puts the Golem in the grave, or the Beast if you kind of just open up with Chimera. I mean, it's a minus when you do it, but you end up plussing later on, so it's actually not bad. 1 Duality, because the deck is slow and it adds consistency. Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, Monster Reborn, Book of Moon, and 2 MST. They're just staples this format. Now, my traps. I've got 2 Warnings, 2 Phoenix Chain, 3 Call of the Haunted. Card's great. And then I take in a Compulse and a Starlight Road and a Solemn Judgment. Now for the extra deck, Catastor, Brio, Black Rose, Scrap Archfiend, Colossal, Thought Ruler, Stardust. I run a Leviair and Acid Golem and number 39 Utopia. So 3 Scrap Dragon, it's like the staple of Scrap deck. 2 Scrap Twin. Surprisingly, actually running this Interplanetary Purply Thorny makes it really easy to go into Scrap Twin, because I'll drop Purply Thorny on their turn, it'll be my turn, and I'll just summon Beast or Call the Haunted Beast and go from there. And if I sink, Call the Haunted the Beast with Purply Thorny, I go into Scrap Twin. And then I have Fodder, which is the Call of the Haunted, still face up, and I could return two of their X-Seeds or anything of that nature back to their hand. So it's really good. Now, the one thing is, this deck gets absolutely wrecked by Valor. Like Chimera, just Valor, and he's nothing. He's 1700. It's got nothing. It hurts the Golem. It hurts Monk. It makes you minus off Monk if they Valor you. Maxi even kind of hurts. They get a +1 if you Chimera the Beast. They not drop Maxi. They get a +1 because you can't just leave Chimera and Beast on the field because they're not very strong. So you need to go into the Scrap Dragon and have them get another card. But the problem is, if you get hit by Valor, your deck's basically done. So if I was to bring this to a regional and actually play this, because everybody's main deck in Valor and Maxi, I would take these 2 cards out, Compulse and Starlight Road, and I would main deck 2 Debunk. 2 Debunk would help the deck. It would definitely stop Valor. But other than that, comment, rate, subscribe, and give feedback on the deck down below. Peace out, YouTube.